This is CNN reporter Michel Dow here to talk about 21 December 2012, the date which was set by the Mayans as the doomsday. The Mayans predicted that solar flares are going to reach Earth, causing destruction, leaving nothing behind, which helps us prove that the ancient Mayans worshipped the sun because they understood the super science of the sun and how it affected fertility and advancement. They came up with this theory. Other prophecies have been proven wrong, such as pole shifts, where scientists were able to say that shifting of the planet or the world's continents uh, keeps the pole shift from happening, and they proved that even if pole shifts happen, it wouldn't cause anything like an ice age, or it would not change life on Earth. Planet X, or alien planet Nibiru, has been proven non-existent, since if it was coming towards Earth, we could have seen them through our own eyes. They would be as bright as the sun, and scientists and NASA scientists would have been tracking them for days. The reason the solar flares will reach the Earth is something called a giant breach in magnetic field. This magnetic field is called the magnetosphere, which is a bubble of magnetism which is around the world and protects us from these solar flares and winds. The reason is that NASA's 5 Themis spacecraft have discovered a breach in Earth's magnetic field, which is 10 times larger than anything previously thought to exist, which can help solar winds and solar flares flow in through the opening to load up in the magnetosphere for powerful geomagnetic storms. But the breach itself is not the biggest surprise. It's the solar flares that are going to end the world. We now move on to my colleague Josh Levs to help us understand more about this topic.
The idea here is a massive burst of energy from the sun called a solar storm, and there's a couple different ways these things can happen. One of them involves basically a magnetic field, and what ultimately happens is a whole burst of light can shoot out, causing some problems. The even bigger ones that are solar storms, what they can do is even more. In addition to a burst of light, they can send out this massive junk, basically sun plasma, which can affect a lot of things. What can it affect? Well, first of all, think about what our world is doing today. We use satellites for almost everything. Our medical technology is linked to this. Our navigation systems for our airlines are connected to this. Communication systems, emergency communication systems, TV, internet, so many things use these satellites. If they're damaged, that can cause some massive economic damage. As Kira was just saying, some experts saying 20 times beyond what Katrina faces, but it doesn't end there. If there were an electromagnetic problem, a real burst from the sun, that can affect us all the way down here on Earth. It can actually knock out some electric grids, as some smaller storms have done in the past. So what scientists are doing today is talking about what can be changed to watch out for this. Let's go to this video. I want you to see this. This is from April, and as we're looking at this, I want to tell you the exact words that NASA put along with this. From April 19, 2010, this was an observation of one of the most massive eruptions in years. They said Earth was not in the line of fire this time. That's their words, not in the line of fire this time. So what are the stakes here? Let's come back to my screen. I want you to see some information. First of all, this is a quote that I have for you from a NASA official here who is a head of the heliophysics department, watches out for the sun. The sun is waking up, he says, from a deep slumber. Richard Fisher, take a look at this now here. The cost could reach $2 trillion in 1 year if there were one of these huge storms. This is according to a National Science Foundation study funded by NASA, and that study is the one saying the economic impact in that sense could be 20 times greater than what happened on Hurricane Katrina.